I did not say my uncle was on crack. Y'all said my uncle was on crack. I said, first of all, my uncle is not on crack
anymore.
My mama called
he
was never on crack.
He's a distributor.
Why don't you do it?
He's my uncle. My mama didn't want to touch it, so she called him.
Is power about your uncle?
Raising Dante.
No.
Oh,
it's a true story. It's a true story.
Never mind.
What I was saying was, we used to live in these projects, and they was like legit the projects, and there was a mailbox. You like in the hood, you don't have mailboxes. The mailboxes are on the door. It's like a flap. And you open the flap, you can like look into the apartment.
I know all about that.
You from the burbs. You from Watauga.
It's tough out there though.
It is.
In Watauga?
It is. You know, it's hard out here for a pimp. So when we moved into the apartments, the guy who stayed in the little project next to ours, because projects are kind of built like townhomes. Like, they're kind of built like townhomes. They got an upstairs, downstairs,
They're
and upstairs.
built like townhomes.
Yeah, it's like they got a downstairs and upstairs. It's like a...
Is it a tower? So like when I think about the project, I think about like the Wire. Like, are you in the tower?
No, it's not like that. Them
on the
East Coast. Them East Coast. No, down here, they're like townhomes. They're like right next to each other. Like right.
What deciphers the projects from like
regular apartments? Mm-hmm. Usually they don't have
Section 8, right?
Not necessarily. Well, yeah, but they don't have like central air. So we didn't have central air.
In Texas,
you had to have an air conditioner, but we only had one. So technically,
is this the thing in the window?
Yes.
Yeah, you have AC units.
Yes, you have an AC unit, but you have to have one since you don't have central. You have to have one in every single room.
I have to get you out.
Did you?
But we
did
never
you have to sleep on the floor?
Yes.
You couldn't sleep on where the windows were.
So this is why. No, not because of that. Because we only had one air conditioner, which was downstairs in the living room. We would have to bring my mom's mattress down the stairs, and we all slept on the mattress on the floor because we didn't have air conditioners in our rooms upstairs.
So
this is the first time I heard about somebody living in a project that had 2 floors.
Yes, it's the stairs. You have stairs.
That's a nice project.
Yeah.
Y'all, no, it's really not.
How much was rent?
I promise you, you don't want to live here.
I think we go into the project.
No, so anyway, so they actually tore them down. But when we first moved there, you got to think, bro, it's a project. So you have a lot of drug dealers. You have a lot of people addicted to drugs. Mm-hmm. When we first moved in, the guy in the project next to us was a drug dealer. He opened up the flap to our mailbox and put some like crack in our mailbox, trying to get my mama hooked.
Oh.
He was trying to get my mom hooked.
That was his advertisement.
That's wild.
He put it, because remember, the mailbox is on the door. You literally can open the flap and put it in there.
It's like when you go to like Grapevine Mills and they have the
You
sample.
want to sample? Would you like Kung Pao chicken?
It's a little crack.
Little crack. So he put it in there, but my mom was so frantic, because remember, it's my mom and 2 kids, little kid. Like, I was 10, my sister was like 5. Mm-hmm. So my mom called my uncle, because she was like, I don't want to touch it, I don't want to touch it, I don't want to I don't want to get it out of here. My uncle came dispose of it, and we lived in those projects
so your uncle came to distribute.
He threw it out. He threw it out. But we end up moving, bro, as if that wasn't enough. We stayed there. But my mama final straw was when it was a drive-by and her window got shot out. She was like, oh, we got to get up out of here. The crack wasn't enough. It was the drive-by that did it. Now I got to pay $100 for a window. And that's
the crack wasn't enough.
The crack wasn't
And that's
enough.
how my story of why I'm such a thug.
Hey, bro, I respect you on a whole nother level.
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to tell y'all. Don't let
really
these button downs
got it
fool
out the
y'all.
I remember when like
I should have been a rapper now.
My mom didn't cut the crust on my PB&J, dog. So I too had it rough. I get it, dog.
Yep. That's rough.
Start the fire.
The boys are back. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 11 of the Soundboard Podcast.
Chill.
It's your main man, Dante, and I'm sitting here with...
This is Coop.
Hey, man, it's your boy, JJ.
And man, we are sitting with you at the table, man. We appreciate y'all tapping into episode 11. Remember, last episode was episode 10. It was a momentous occasion, bro.
Mm-hmm.
We made it to 10 episodes.
Made it to double digits.
Couldn't have did it without y'all's support.
Never could have made.
Come on.
And bro, y'all was showing like mad love
Wouldn't be a part
on
at
the
all.
post, bro. Y'all was showing mad love on the post. Oh my gosh. Y'all cannot sing.
Absolutely not.
So shout out to y'all, bro, for just showing love and support. Now remember, on the last episode, we posed the question to the community: anybody dead or alive who you would like to have dinner with? Mm-hmm. And bro, y'all was really out here legit responding. So, bro, first of all, I don't even know who some of these people are. Like, Nick was like Bakari Sellers, Greg Abbott.
It was beyond me.
Greg Abbott's the governor.
He said Greg Abbott just so I can dump him out his wheelchair. You know what?
You don't know who.
We're not gonna read that one. But no, we had some good. Like Pat was like Abe Lincoln, Malcolm X, Michelle Obama. Like these names I know. We had a lot of Malcolm X. Black history.
You know the black names.
Yes. Yeah, I know all the black ones, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not familiar in. Some would say I'm uncultured. We got some Kobe Bryant, T.D. Jakes, Carrie Underwood. I know Carrie Underwood.
I don't know who that is.
That's the
She's
woman
like
from
country.
she sings country. She was on American Idol.
Good for her.
And Jim Ron. I know Jim Ron, the motivator. Mm-hmm. Do you know Jim Ron?
Nah.
He's a motivational speaker.
He's a motivational speaker. He's good. Got some good stuff on there. So guys, we appreciate y'all showing up,
Did
commenting.
we say ours? We already said ours, huh?
We said it last
ours on
episode.
Oh, I don't think I said mine.
Who's yours?
So DZ on there said that he would talk to his grandma.
He did.
And I was like, you know what? That's what I would talk to. I think I would pick 3 of my ancestors to talk to.
How far back you going?
I feel like probably my grandma,
Okay.
probably
On which side?
my dad's side. Probably like fresh off the boat.
Coop gonna show up. Can you imagine Coop in clothes today? Like, what if you had to teleport there?
It's me.
And Coop was like, what are y'all doing?
And then probably somebody in Africa.
What would you want to
Oh,
know?
that's way back.
Yeah.
What would you want to know? You would just like to.
First of all, I'd like to know what tribe I'm from.
Okay.
See what I'm really about.
You can do that on Ancestry.com.
Man, that stuff
Bruh,
don't be
you
real.
don't know, bro.
I heard they be selling our DNA.
Send me your DNA and I'll tell you what you said.
Yeah. Hey, just send me the money. Just send me the money.
It's like it
What
cost
if
you about 500.
What,
How you gonna check that?
bro, what if they
How do
say
you
if they
verify
do
it?
it by your blood? It's their blood.
Me too.
How do you
That's
verify
crazy.
it?
Bro, y'all know what I just
I
thought
do the
about?
same thing.
Y'all know what I
That's
just thought
crazy.
about? What if they just have all the percentages on like a spinning wheel? They did every time you
do.
pay, they just spin the wheel. It's like, hey, Carol, put 60%.
And then you know what? People be like, I didn't even realize I was Irish. You're not. You're not Irish.
Hey, Carol.
I guarantee they'll be like, oh, he's black. Okay. So he's
it's
definitely Nigerian.
Automatic 80%. We're gonna say 80% is from Africa.
Right.
Right.
The rest
You're
of the
from
20.
West Africa. Oh, I didn't know. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I would never do it. I'm just a little too leery of the.
I'd do if somebody. That'd be a good gift
If somebody.
if somebody paid for me to get that.
Okay.
Ancestry, but I would never pay for that myself.
I don't even know how much it is.
Me neither. I don't care. I'm not gonna do it.
I thought it was free.
No, it's not free. You
It's
have to
not
pay
free.
for it.
You have to pay for it.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay for it.
See, there's the Ancestry. I think there's the Ancestry.com, and then there's another one. It's a black one, and it's supposed to tell you like your tribe.
You trust that one
How
more?
far back do y'all know y'all's family tree?
Not to say I'm
How far
distrusting.
back?
Yeah, like I don't think so. Like in my family, I don't think we've done like a really good job of generational knowledge
Right.
to say like my great 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 grandfather passed this down to my great 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 grandfather passed it down to my great great grandfather and like so on and so forth. So I don't really know past my great grandparents.
Are you mean?
I
Does that
know.
make sense?
Okay, I know the story that I've told, and I hate telling this story because every black person says this.
What?
You know, my great great grandparents are Native American, But the story I was told by my great grandma was that one of my way back ancestors lived in New York. White guy wanted to marry a Native American. It was illegal, so they ran to the west, which at the time was Mississippi.
These your peoples?
My people.
Dang.
So that's on my dad's side, and then my mom's side origins is in New Orleans. So
That's
like
pretty
Creole.
cool.
That'd be cool.
We might be kin.
Probably we all God's children. So
I don't need no ancestry because I got the blood of Jesus. No, that's interesting though. I see. I don't feel like I have any like cool stories like that about my family that we've just passed down. I agree. I think we've done my family hasn't done as well of a job. Like my immediate family, yes, but like the further you go back, we definitely don't know that.
yeah. So that would be mine. But yeah. So we did that, and then I did my own survey. I don't know if y'all noticed
I seen that.
Oh, I did see that.
The wants and needs.
the wants and needs.
And then he was dissatisfied with the answer. And
I thought it was very interesting.
Okay,
what some of
what'd you
y'all
come up with?
Wanted. So first question was, what's more important in a relationship? Finding somebody that is what you need, or finding somebody that's what you want?
Right.
And the majority of the answers were finding somebody that has what you need.
Okay.
But then, since everybody said that, I asked, what do you want your partner to be? Somebody that needs you or somebody that wants you?
And what did everybody say?
Everybody wanted somebody that wants them.
But we talked about that. You want to be wanted.
But so I actually talked to Coop afterwards, and he kind of changed my perspective on it. Because on the podcast, I think I said I wanted somebody that
needs you.
Somebody that needs me.
Right.
And so my question is, what happens when they don't need you anymore?
Ooh. Or that you can't do nothing for you can't do anything for them.
That's the
That's
same thing.
the same thing.
You just restated
Did
this
I?
question. Yeah, you basically did. It's okay though. We all got it. We all got
I
it.
just thought about it in like a
In a Dante way. We got it. But
There's
But-
multiple ways to do the same.
I just thought about it because I was thinking about that Tyler Perry movie where the dude had like got in a wreck and he was cheating on this lady, but then he got paralyzed.
Every television was he dark skinned?
The dark bald head, and then she had like wheeled him into the hot tub and he was drowning.
oh yeah.
Yeah, but I thought about it because it was so when you said that, it made me just think of like, oh, he can't provide for her anymore.
She
So,
got
like,
tired because he wasn't what he needed anymore.
But it kept her around because he could provide. But I just thought it was interesting that everybody wants somebody they need to want them back. So it's like they don't want to be the thing that they want.
What you mean?
If you
I'm
want,
talking like Dr. Seuss. Look, and you know what's so bad? I was literally sitting here nodding my head like,
you didn't follow what I said.
deep.
You didn't follow what I said.
I'm not going to even lie, Coop. I did not
Everybody.
my eyes start going inward.
Look, I was trying to
Oh
process.
my
Wait, once.
God.
Yeah, I was like, he was like, and then he said it slow, like, you know what's interesting? Everybody wants.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, fellas.
redfish.
Okay, let's start over.
Listen,
Slow it
listen
down.
with your ears.
Yes.
You have one mouth, 2 ears, and one butt. So you're paying attention now. Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
Listen, everybody, but the majority of people wants to be with somebody that they need,
They want to be with somebody that they need.
but they want the person that they need to want them. In other words, they don't want to be the thing that they want.
I think it's the second part that's confusing.
I feel like I can't say it's any clearer.
I don't know why I'm struggling with this concept.
okay.
So
It's okay.
So you're
Moving right along.
No. I want to break this down.
This is going to be a solo pod with me. I'm going to break the whole thing down. Follow me on my new pod. Coop explains it all.
Solo thoughts. Solo thoughts with Coop.
We break down simpler complexes into more simpler complexes.
Don't leave us, Coop. Don't leave
No,
us.
bro.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're
think
saying.
I think what I thought was that I wanted somebody who needed me, but I really don't. I just want somebody who wanted me.
Right.
I don't think you really need another person.
Correct.
Like, otherwise, you're looking to that person to complete you.
Right. Okay. Yes. I get that concept.
But I get what JJ, I feel like JJ is more like when he said he wants somebody to need him.
It's
I
a
think
strong desire.
It's a strong desire, but it's also you want to be able to provide for somebody if it's necessary.
Right.
It's not you don't want somebody to need you to do something for them all the time.
It's like they just want you to do it.
Yes, it's like if I need it, if it needs to be done, then I can. But I don't want this to be a consistent need.
Yeah,
thing.
bro. Right. And I'm probably because if it was if that was the case, I would probably get frustrated with it.
Get irritated.
Very
irritated. But you know what? That's so. Yesterday,
that's what you have kids for. They need you.
Oh my gosh.
That's not a partner. That's a kid.
Yeah.
Oh God! But see, you know what? And it's so crazy that you said that because yesterday Olivia and I were together the entire day, and she didn't need me. She didn't need me to get these things done. But like she was like, "Babe, I really what?
I'm just getting ready. I don't know what
Get it ready.
No.
Okay.
So we were together the entire day, and although she didn't we didn't need to be with each other the entire day. We legit had a good day, just doing random stuff like. Driving around, going to the store, and so at the end of the night, she was like, "Babe, I really just enjoyed having you here." So she didn't need me to do any of those things, but she was just like, "Dang, babe, I wanted you to be here. I really enjoyed you being here."
I think we just use words loosely. So people say the word need all the time.
Right.
It's really a desire.
Right.
I have a desire. I desire you. I desire to spend time with you. I enjoy your time.
Right.
I want you around.
Right. So I lean towards want. But
it's like that.
I don't
think
think
that R&B love.
That R&B love. They'll put out a track and then the next track is a breakup. You don't want that.
It just goes through the cycles. There's cycles. It's like a mountain.
Right.
Anyway,
wait. A mountain.
Yeah, like peaks and valleys.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Y'all be trying to play me like I'm stupid.
You didn't even get the Dr. Seuss. Cycles. JJ, you been biking lately?
I didn't bike this week.
Not lately.
Bro, the cyclist never even hit me up.
Are you the slowest one in the group?
No.
JJ keeping our time down.
I don't know if it's our time.
I haven't. I didn't go this week.
Oh, okay.
Is it like a consistent thing?
Yeah, bro. I try to cycle at least every Saturday.
Okay.
Saturday morning, and then I try to cycle during the week.
Do y'all see other cyclists group and it's just like gang?
Yeah.
Y'all got
They
t-shirts?
be having. I ain't got the shirts yet. I need the attire.
The tights and stuff.
Yeah, I have a pair of tights.
JJ be out there biking in basketball.
I got a pair.
Shorts past the knees.
I got a pair of tights, but I need the whole fit, bro. I need a cycling fit. I need to get one.
So what you be wearing? The tights in a white beat?
Nah, and like a dry fit type shirt.
Oh, okay.
No, you need the one it's a onesie.
I need that one.
Bike.
Yeah.
Fit.
Bro,
he gonna be at home like, can you zip me up?
I need one with the soundboard podcast on there.
You should.
Yeah. Oh, we
There
got
you
you.
go.
We'll be a sponsor.
We should.
What?
Start a bike team.
Yeah. You can have us on your back.
On the pigs?
Nah, on the clothes, fool.
Oh, yeah.
Smart dumb. Anyway, JJ, what's been going on with you?
Well, this week was actually pretty busy for me. At work, it's been busy. I hadn't been able to get out there cycling, but I still been exercising regularly, so that's been good. I was supposed to be celebrating my little niece's 1-year birthday celebration Saturday, but I couldn't attend it. But it's crazy how quickly time passes.
Yeah.
I feel like she was just born.
And it really stands out when it's a kid involved. Because you can see their growth is so exponential. It's like,
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's like you look up and you be like, dang, bro.
You can talk?
You talking? Dang, bro. You going to middle school? You graduating?
When did you get the Mustang?
Right. Right. But other than that, man, I've been doing really good on my nutrition.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've been staying on top of it. One of my line brothers tried to get me to go out to eat with them on Friday. and took me to this place where I couldn't eat any of the food.
What was it?
So
It was I don't remember the name, but basically it was like they had a bunch of like fried foods and like burgers and fried wings and all this type of stuff. But I didn't succumb to the peer pressure.
good.
I stayed on the journey.
That's what's up.
So what'd you do? You just sit there and watch everybody eat?
Pretty much. I did order fries.
Okay.
Yeah, I had fries, but that's it. But normally I'll indulge in whatever.
Right.
But yeah. So what's up with y'all?
It's taking you too long. It's taking you too long. So you know what's so crazy that you said that, and tell me if this is rude, y'all. Like, tell me if this is rude. So on Friday night, I met up with some of the guys like from our different campus, like at church. We all work in student ministry, but we met up. We had a meeting. And the whole week they were talking about like, oh yeah, y'all come over. I'm gonna put the brisket on the grill. Blase. Now I can't eat no brisket. You know what I'm saying? And they don't know that. They don't know that.
Why don't they know that about you?
So I'm gonna be honest, and I told them this. I actually told them this on Friday. I don't like making a big deal about like my dietary differences. Like I don't want people to feel like panic that like I don't want people like running around like, oh, can you eat this? Oh, okay, can you eat this? Or like, because every time it's happened like that.
So you just brought your own food or what?
So yeah, so I end up walking in the house. I had stopped and like I picked up food on the way and then walked in the house with food, and they were like, "Bro, why would you bring food? Why would you bring your own food?" And then I started thinking, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, bro, is this rude to bring food to somebody
Kind of.
else's?
I think you have to let
How?
them
Without
know.
context.
You have to let them know why.
But eventually I did. So I feel like it was like an elephant in the room. And so when we sat down, we had to like go around the room and like talk about, like tell where we were from and like our interesting fact. And I was like, I looked at the guy whose house it was and I was like, hey bro, I'm not trying to be rude. I know y'all are probably wondering why I brought my own food. It's because I don't eat meat. And so they were like, oh, okay, I won't go say nothing.
Right.
But is that rude?
If you didn't tell me, if I'm telling you that I'm cooking and you bring your own food, that definitely sends me signals.
Like, I don't want your food.
Like, just in case the food is trash type thing.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it like
it's
that.
without context.
Right.
I feel like if he hit you up and told you he was cooking, that's the optimal time to tell him that you have these dietary restrictions.
Yeah, but I just didn't want to. I don't like making it like a big deal.
You could have been like, hey bro, I'll pull up, but just FYI, I'm vegan, so I'll probably, so you don't have to cook food for me. Or something.
You know what? I should have communicated in advance. You're correct. I think I should have communicated in advance because I'm used to bringing my own food.
But I know if I
Yeah.
invited you over and I didn't know you were vegan and I made all this food for you and you don't eat my food, I'm gonna be upset.
That's another thing. That's another reason to tell people because they cook
For you.
for count.
You know what? This lady at church, we had helped her move some stuff, and she had gave me. She's from Louisiana, and so she gave me like a plate of like all this food I can't eat. And so I was just going to give the food to Olivia.
I think that would make me mad.
I was gonna get the food. Hold on. So let me tell you. So I was gonna get the food to Olivia. Olivia goes and runs her mouth, and she's like, "Oh my God, Dante can't eat none of that." So the lady came up to me. I'm like, "Shut up!" So the lady came up to me, and she's like, "So you can't eat none of my food?" And I'm like,
Now she feels bad.
That's what I'm saying.
Now-
I cooked for you.
now she feels bad.
I could have just not cooked for you.
Or got you.
Or
It
got
wasn't
you what
just
you
me.
can
It
eat.
was like other people too, but
Oh,
like,
okay.
it was other people too. So it wasn't solely me, but yeah, I just I don't
You
like
gotta
putting,
let it
I
be
don't like putting
known.
out there.
I'm gonna get you a I'm vegan shirt,
So I can just wear it everywhere.
so nobody has.
So
to
nobody has to ask.
get you a I'm vegan pin, I'm vegan shirt.
I don't want to be one of those people, but
Cool,
yeah,
Cool. How is Casey?
How's she doing?
Yeah.
She's doing good. She's getting bigger. She's like 3 pounds. I'm gonna say 9 ounces.
Oh, she eating.
You know what I mean? She started at 2 pounds 3 ounces. So she's getting up there. Getting ready for her to come home soon.
You ready?
Oh,
So,
I mean, as ready as I can be.
So at the hospital, does she sleep through the night?
No, I don't know. When I go up there, she's awake. I don't stay the night up there.
I'm just wondering because they say you could. It's like with babies, it's pick of the draw. Either they gonna sleep through the night
She's
or they
more
gonna be
active.
up during the night.
I think she's more active at night.
But the hospital, they have a lot going on anyway.
That's true.
Yeah.
So people probably coming in and out the room all the time.
Right.
That's dope. Well, what else is going on? Cool.
That's pretty much it, man. That's it. I guess it's a lot, but
You still quarantined?
I'm still quarantined. I'm still, working on myself. Your boy is tired.
Why are you tired,
bro? I think that was probably episode 4 or 5. I was like, you know what? I'm in a season of growth.
You did.
I'm just trying to grow. I'm trying to be.
You sound all that.
And then God was like, bet.
Say less. Say less, King.
So I just feel like he put a lot of weights on me right now. You know what I mean? But it's. I think I'm definitely growing, which is what I asked for.
They're growing pains.
Right. So it's just, you have to be careful what you ask for. Because he just might get it.
Bro, you know what's so crazy about that? So this week, let me just tell y'all, I've been in a season of not responding to people's messages. It's gotten super, super bad.
Is it hard for you to keep up with how many seasons you're in?
I just feel
Like I
like
got mad seasons.
That boy is in a season. It's a season for everything.
I low-key just feel like all my seasons hitting at one. It's like fall, winter, spring. They all hitting at
Go
one.
ahead, bro. Go ahead.
But no, what I'm saying is, I am in a season where people be hitting me up all the time, and so like I'm a lot of people's soundboard, and I know my name is Dante Speaks Life, but I don't be having nothing to speak.
But you asked for it.
But I asked for it. You know what I'm saying? And so this week I said I was going to make a declaration to respond to everybody's messages.
Why?
Because I've been doing a bad job of just not responding back at all.
So I guess this is when I understand people's IG posts when they be like, if you don't hear from me, it's because I'm recharging. Which is super annoying because I'm like, I don't care. Just go do whatever you gotta do.
Yeah.
But maybe you need to make a PSA like, hey, right now I don't have the energy to speak to everybody.
Yeah, but I just think and this by no means am I saying I want to continue being everybody's soundboard.
Right.
Like I'm not gonna be that, but I do think it's it's rude to not
it's rude.
hit people up and not respond to messages and not respond to calls, and I've been doing a terrible job of that. So you brought up like be careful what you ask for. I think sometimes we take that super lightly.
Right.
But it's a part of the process.
Right.
Like without those growing pains, you would not be able to get to what you want.
Right. So it's like I was like, I didn't ask, but I'm working on getting stronger. So I'll talk to God, give me strength. In order for me to get stronger, I have to.
You got to be stretched.
I have to be stretched. I have to be. It
You
has
have
to be some type of weight.
You have to face resistance.
There's resistance, right? But once you hit that resistance, it kind of makes you look back like.
Nah, I was cool where I'm at.
Maybe I didn't want to get
straight.
strong. Maybe I didn't want to. You know what? Go ahead and take this.
That's like people who pray for patience. Like how do you
Everything start testing you?
How do you grow in patience? You gotta be tested.
That's like people who pray for strong relationships and then you leave after you get cheated on.
Yeah, I
once.
know.
Like
I don't understand. I've never understood
you
that.
pray for.
And then they have the nerve to try to cheat back. Only I can cheat.
I'm here trying to push you closer to what God has.
I hate that,
I'm
bro.
trying to
I
put
hate
you
that.
closer.
How would you ever know if you were never in this position what you would do?
I'm saying, how am I supposed to know that you really down?
No, but you know what's so funny? Some rapper, and I seen it going viral on IG. You know how people get. Basically, he was shouting out his girl about like holding him down, even in like when he been trashed, basically.
Right.
And all these girls was like, I would be so embarrassed. I would be so embarrassed. And so you said that just made me think about that. Like, it's growing pains. Now, some of the pains, come on, y'all. Like, we're joking. Like,
Right.
don't willingly put yourself through that.
joke.
But even in relationships, cheating aside, like, if you want to have a strong relationship, you have to go through trials and tribulations. Like, it's a part of it.
Yeah.
If you never have to go through those things, you'll never be able to learn how to have difficult conversations. So let me just give y'all a little context on this. So Olivia and I, at one point, found it super, super difficult to have to have difficult and critical conversations. Like it was something.
A lot of people have a difficult time having critical conversations.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
would say most people.
Most people do, right?
Yeah.
And so it was it had become an issue because Olivia would be on one side, I would be on the other side, and we would like our resolve would be, well, you feel how you feel and I feel how I feel, but we would never be able to like come to like a unified thought so we could move past it, right?
Right.
And so one of the things that we came up with in having critical conversations, one of the, I think is one of the most important things is setting the tone for the conversation, right?
Right.
And so I think I've told y'all this before, but before Olivia and I are gonna have a difficult conversation, we always say like truth moment.
So that's letting them know.
It's like a prompt.
Right.
It's
It's like,
That's like in high school, we used to say real talk. Like we'll say real talk.
it's like everything that comes after on my mama. You know,
Right,
it's serious.
right.
Like,
Right. Brace yourself.
And so it sets the tone for the conversation. And so
Right.
when you say something like, when you say truth moment, it signals.
Hey, we're about to have a real conversation.
have a real conversation.
We're about to have a conversation that could be sensitive. It
Right.
could
So
be-
prepare yourself,
Right.
prepare your heart, prepare your mind.
Right.
Because these conversations are important.
Right.
And if we avoided these conversations, we would literally get nowhere in our relationship and it would just end up being surface level.
Right. So yeah, I struggle with that because I think it's the way that I talk,
You be mad aggressive.
and I don't mean it in an aggressive way, but I mean what I'm saying.
So you know what, Coop?
It's your tone.
Is it your tone?
It's probably my tone and the language.
It's the
I
delivery.
use.
Give me so Coop, let's say I just made you upset.
I'm not upset.
Okay, but let's just say
Look, I yelled.
It's just
I'm not
you
upset.
just passionate.
are you just passionate? Or do you feel strongly about something and that translates in how you converse?
Definitely. And so me and Kiana had a difficult conversation the other day, right? And since I know that I can come across aggressive and she doesn't really respond well to that,
Right.
I had to have a conversation with JJ first,
Okay.
right? So I had to have the rough draft with JJ.
And that's what I'm gonna tell her. Okay, when I go in there, you remind me of that Key and Peele where he was like, "Hey, what you say?" I told her.
Exactly. So it's like, let me get this rough draft out the way.
But
And
that's good. I think that's very mature of you.
But I just started doing that.
That was the first time. I'm so sorry for Key who had to endure all the previous conversations where you just walked in the room.
It acts as a buffer,
Right.
essentially, right? Like,
Right.
or it allows you to be able to process and not practice, for lack of better words, but actually like get your thoughts out that are unpolished,
Right.
Yes.
Because if it is a sensitive conversation, right, and you just come off the dome speaking very passionately or from your
Right,
emotions. And a lot of times you haven't really thought about how that could be perceived.
Right.
And I think that's the biggest thing. Like
That's
I
good.
feel like Coop's not coming from a malicious intent, but the subject of the conversation could be perceived in a manner that could be taken like offensively, right?
Right.
And that's my main problem when communicating on the podcast. It's like I know how I talk, and I want me saying it is not important. Me relaying the message in a way that gets my point across is more important than me just getting it out of my system. To me,
Right. You want a level of understanding.
right? So that's why a lot of times I have to pause and think about how I'm about to say something, so it comes across and that the message is delivered appropriately. You know what I mean?
No, that's
So
real.
it's delivered in a way it can be received.
That's real.
I think more people need to pause before they speak, because a lot of times I think you're speaking off of emotions.
You're right.
Like directly in the moment, you're just responding to whatever happens. Like
Right.
the first thing that comes to your head, you're just responding. But once you put something in the atmosphere, you can't take it back.
Right.
Right.
That's why I think it's good that that we had that conversation. But in general, I like to bounce things off of each other. The whole point of the soundboard.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was.
That's
Gonna,
very true.
that's what I was going to say. I think it's good because, and also that's the point of accountability, right? Like as your soundboard, because sometimes I'm gonna feel some type of way about something, and I might be like, "And cool," and she told me, blase, and you like, bro, she's right.
She's
Like-
right.
like-
That's a good point.
Like, she's right.
Because when Koo brought it up to me, I was like, bro, here's the thing. You're not wrong in what you're saying,
Right.
but you can't say it like that.
Right.
Right, because it won't be she won't receive what you're trying to say.
Exactly.
And ultimately, that's what you want. You want her to receive what it is that you're saying,
Right.
And not just to respond. Otherwise, y'all going back and forth.
Right. And then I actually told we had the conversation and went well, right? And then I told Kiana, you know, I had to have this conversation with JJ first before I came in
I
here.
was like,
What'd she say?
No,
she's be different.
she's like, I really appreciate it, and she was like, it makes sense that we had such a good conversation, right?
Wish you would have did this early.
But she was saying basically a lot of times when she has to have a difficult conversation with me, she has that conversation in her mind over and over again, right?
Right.
So she polishes down her thoughts, right? So when she delivers it, she's calm, she's, you know, expressing herself appropriately. I don't know if the conversation's about to happen. So my response is the rough draft.
Anger.
You getting raw raw data from me, and you come with this polish. Then you're asking me why am I raising my voice?
And you so
wasn't ready.
Right.
You sucker punch me in a conversation.
You've been having this conversation for 2 weeks.
Why can I picture King just walking, pacing upstairs, going back and forth? And when I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna tell him, this where you had me messed up.
So yeah, just being blindsided by a conversation. You should, if you're going to blind somebody with a conversation, you should expect for their response to not be polished. I'll say that.
So I think one of the tone you said tone is super important, and I think that is super important, especially when you're having critical conversations, because most people match energy. Right. If I'm coming into it with a different, if I'm coming into an argument with Olivia and I have my energy's high,
right,
I only got about 2 points before she'd be like, King, I'm ready to meet you.
Right.
I'm ready to be where you are. But if I come into the situation like calm, because I'm gonna be honest, I know this may be hard to believe, but you know, I'm an argumentative person.
Not hard to believe at all.
I know this may be hard to believe, but I'm an argumentative kind of person.
Right.
And so for me, when I'm going into a type of conflict, I run towards conflict. Like conflict don't scare me. In fact, it gets me excited. There's a little bit of me that jumps for joy.
You're getting excited right now, King.
Yeah, I am getting riled up like a Baptist preacher on Sunday. I get a little riled up. And Olivia is more like Keith. She likes to she likes to think things through, process things, and like she'll kind of think it through.
Right.
And you especially have to do that. Have y'all ever met somebody who I don't even do this, but these are the worst people to argue with. People who like pick apart every little word that you say in like a particular context. Semantics. That annoys me. It literally annoys me.
Yeah.
Is that because you don't use your words well?
I do that though.
No, because I'm very particular, and I'm
because words matter.
Yeah, no, but I'm a lot like cool. What I say is what I say.
But if you don't say what you're saying well, then I'm gonna pick it apart.
I hate people that say things like always.
I have to quit doing that. I'd be like, well, you know, sometimes
you always do.
But that's what I'm saying.
Really?
Words matter. So if you're making an argument to me and you say, well, you always do this, I'm already gonna combat that and say I don't always do that.
Right.
JJ, you always cut me off. Combat that.
He didn't just cut.
I don't always cut you off.
No, you do.
No, I didn't.
This time.
In the future, you're talking about future tense.
You always up until the present. You do it.
Is this exactly how the argument goes?
I win. No, but that's good. It is those small things with critical conversations. So I'm gonna be honest. I have to go into critical conversations and breathe. Mm-hmm. And I've realized, and like JJ said, the pause. It's important.
I think it's important sometimes with critical conversations to preference things like you do with Olivia, right? Because when you preference things, you get somebody the opportunity to recognize this is going to be a different space. We're now entering into a different space.
Right.
But also, like critical conversations, you got to take in all perspectives.
Yes.
So a lot of times when it comes to critical conversations, we can be hyper focused on our opinion or our perspective,
right?
But trying to take a holistic view of the situation, so that way you can one, have the conversation, but that also you're listening to receive what it is that they're saying. So
Right.
like just like you want them to understand, I think you should be trying to have that conversation to understand where they're coming from, so that you can ultimately get to a resolve.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Right.
Resolve has to be the mindset, right? So like I heard somebody say, it's not us against each other, it's us against the problem.
But here's the thing with
Most people go into it, it's us against each other. And if you go into it with us against each other, you're not working towards a solution.
But here's the
Or
thing: a lot of
spitting.
times with critical conversations is that both parties typically have to be participants. It's very hard to have a critical conversation if it's just you're just the only one participating.
Right.
Then it's no longer a conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
So if the other person not bought in, then that might not be the perfect time.
I know sometimes, because this is the thing. I know Olivia get mad at me because my window is short for critical conversations. Like I like to get in, let's talk about it, and let's move on. Like I don't feel like
You don't be over.
yeah, like I don't like beating it with a dead horse. Like we're
What
beating
does that even mean?
beating a dead horse. It's already dead. Why
Oh,
still
you said beating it with the dead horse. I was like,
Oh wait, no.
dang, you strong.
But
God.
but he just said he don't really.
You know what I'm trying to
He just
say.
don't really care about
You
words.
beat it with the dead horse.
You know,
He doesn't. Donald
Good
doesn't care about words. I see how your arguments go.
Oh my goodness.
JJ, the podcast about to get a real life one if you keep playing with me.
So it's gonna be me and Coop.
No, me and you.
I know, but me and Coop's the only one gonna be left.
JJ. See, JJ one of them people. JJ frustrates me so much. I don't have no words to use no more. I just want to punch you in your face.
You do sign language. You talk with your hands.
I just start talking.
That's the only talking I do.
I just start talking with my hands.
Dante, the handyman.
And I'm fluent. You feel me?
I go to work with my hands.
So you know what? So JJ, you actually, bro, shout out to everybody for episode 10. We got a lot of like good reviews and stuff
yeah,
for
yeah,
episode
for sure.
10.
Yeah.
One of the homies, one of the listeners of the podcast, JG, hit you up and said that he wanted us to dive a little deeper into the faith conversation that we start having at the end of the last episode. And I really, really was wondering, like, why was that particular topic the thing that gets people going?
I don't know.
I think it's a polarizing topic.
Why?
One, I think sometimes when you get real and you talk about Christianity on a real tip, it can be kind of taboo.
Right.
Like people skirt around Christianity or they skirt around faith, right? Like they just talk about, if you have faith, it's like, it's so great.
It sounds like you running through wildflowers.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's a critical conversation that people always have.
Right.
So I think because Coop brought an interesting perspective on it, so that's what made it such an interesting topic or interesting take on it. So JG hit me up and was saying that he said that he enjoyed that conversation, but he wanted to know more about it, right? Because Coop was like, I got more to say about it.
Coop was fired up, called the fireman.
I just feel like it just doesn't make sense to me, bro. And I've had time to filter my thoughts. I think. and I'll try not to repeat myself because we have the after pod talk, which y'all would get later in life. You know what I mean?
When y'all start paying for it. Ain't nothing free.
But it's just that I really feel that people do not believe what they say they believe.
So you believe,
And I'm like, why waste if you don't believe it, why waste your time? Find something you believe in. I feel like if you believe, okay, let me think of somebody. Jeff Bezos.
What
do you think he believes in?
Going to the moon?
I believe Jeff Bezos.
Money.
I believe
divorce.
I believe Jeff Bezos believes in himself.
Okay, yeah.
I believe Jeff Bezos believes in himself so much that he created this $1 billion company.
Right.
So I feel like if you believe in God, if you believe in it as much as Jeff Bezos believed in himself, you could accomplish so much more. Like people like, I feel like people are just like tippy-toeing through life. And I feel like they need to be walking like God is with them.
Jesus walks.
And so that just like confuses me.
Right.
I guess.
Right.
I think you bring up a really good point, but I think I would challenge you to say that I think a lot of times we associate Christians or people who say they're Christians, and we just take it for what it is, like for face values. But I don't think a lot of times Christians who say that they're Christians aren't really Christians.
Oh, so you saying that her false claiming?
Yeah, well, yeah,
Or they want to
essentially.
be, but they don't
I
practice.
think that they don't know what they believe, bro. So for example, right? Like that's
You talking spicy?
that's like, but for real, like they don't know what they believe because if you say, and then the thing about it is that I think we take Christianity and we'll apply it across the board. If somebody says
Right.
they're a Christian, we just accept it.
Right,
Right? We don't
right,
challenge it.
right.
If somebody was off the street like, oh, I'm a Christian, I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's up. You're a Christian too.
It's
But
not-
you don't challenge that. But if somebody off the street was like, oh, I used to hoop in the NBA,
Oh.
you would
Just
then
step on
You
that
challenge
ain't
that,
never.
right?
Right.
Or you would say you wouldn't apply just one person to the
Right.
entire NBA. Like you wouldn't say
Right.
because this
Right.
person acts like this, now this is the entire National Basketball Association. But people do that with Christianity.
Right.
So if you come across somebody who's a Christian, but they're not really a Christian, or they're false claiming, or they don't really know what they believe, they truly don't know what they believe.
Right.
And you're like, they're not living out this faith. They're not living what they want.
Right.
Then you're applying that across Christianity. Now you're saying, oh, all Christians don't. I don't know why Christians don't believe what they believe, but that's not all.
That's
Christians.
not all Christians.
That's just a select few, and that's probably the people that aren't really Christians.
Okay. And
In
that
the
goes.
first place.
I guess that goes back to like my thought process on like religion and stuff like that. So it's like and I hope I'm not repeating myself, but I look at it like martial arts. Like you practice your discipline, right? So like if you say you're a karate man,
What?
Taekwondo.
you got taekwondo, you got karate, right? If you say you do karate and it's time to do some karate stuff and you haven't been practicing your karate, you gonna get
You'll get knocked out.
You gonna get your head caved in?
And so I think that it goes to JJ's point. A lot of people are saying, I'm in karate, man, I'm a Christian, but they don't practice their craft.
Right.
So they getting whooped in life.
Right. So it's I heard somewhere. Dang, I don't know where I heard it from, but they were like a lot of people are Christian atheists, and so you have the title. It's like you believe in God, but you don't believe God. If that makes sense. Like you believe that God exists, you believe that there is a God,
Right.
but you don't believe God in like His promises for your life.
Right.
And so I'm gonna be honest. I grew up.
Yeah, bro. I mean,
See, that's what I'm talking about. You always.
my bad.
You always cut me off.
I was just trying to prove your argument.
Whoa. No. So what I was trying to say, was, I was raised as a Christian.
Right.
Like you go to church, like that's always what I believed.
Right.
But I think at some point, one of the biggest issues with most people is they're getting secondhand Christianity. Like their belief system is secondhand. It's not. At some point, it has to transition to like firsthand. Like it got to be you and God, not necessarily you
Your mama
through
and
your
God,
mama
your daddy.
to
Right.
like you through your mama, or you through your pastor, or you through books, or you like it has to be you developing that special relationship. And I'm gonna be honest, I struggle with one of the things I struggle with is like negative thoughts, and that's crazy to say that as a believer because it's like, oh, you struggle with fear, but the Bible says, I didn't give you the spirit of fear, and so I think when it comes to your faith, you get stronger in your faith when like you really believe what you're saying that you believe. So one of the things that I did one day, because I struggle with negative thoughts in a lot of different areas, I went and bought some index cards and I literally just started writing down, shout out to Sid, he gave me a book and it was like, here's a book of like God's promises.
Right.
And so I started to write the scriptures out and I just have them all over like the crib. So like I got them on doors, I got them on like mirrors. And so it reminds me that it's something that I'm not just saying, but eventually you say something enough, you start to believe it, right? Like that's faith. Like you start to try it out for yourself. You start to really believe it, and then you start to have a different type of walk. And so I just think for a lot of people, it's secondhand. And the sad part is, a lot of people will die with it still being secondhand.
That's true.
And so they're not walking through life fully, not walking in the gifts that God gave them fully, not walking and having the life that God truly wants for them because they don't know it for themselves. Like a lot of people ain't read the Bible.
Right.
Like if your only reference comes on Sunday morning, it's gonna be hard for you to develop that relationship. What you got, Coop?
But I can understand, like, I have a lot of faith, right?
Right.
But faith can be very scary, and that's kind of where we start talking about destiny.
Right.
Because I always think about, like sometimes something will happen, right? Like, I'm late for work or something, like, I can't find my shoes.
Hope your boss don't listen to this.
I can't find my shoes, right?
Okay.
Oh, I can't find my wallet, my phone, something, right?
Yeah.
Then I'm like, you know what? God probably saving me from
A wreck or something.
something else,
Right.
right? Like, I'm supposed to be late today.
Right. See, now some of y'all, God ain't saving you every day.
They're saying this is God.
Some of y'all be late every day. That ain't God. You
Right.
just tardy.
Right. But what if I'm afraid of? What if my purpose or my destiny is to elevate somebody else, or to, like, what if I don't like where my destiny is going? Like, what my destiny is.
Mm-hmm.
And I can give you an example if y'all want.
Nah, Coop, we don't want it. Yeah. Yes, we want
You
it.
ever
Fool.
seen what's that movie? Is it I Am Legend?
With Will Smith?
Is that the zombie movie?
Yeah, I Am Legend.
Y'all remember how that movie ended?
Mm-hmm.
What if that was his like, that's his destiny, right?
Yeah, but he saved the rest of the people.
But
I
he
would
had
say
to
that's
die.
a pretty good destiny.
but his end was terrible.
He died, right?
I don't know if he would say his end was terrible. That's just you saying his end was terrible.
So what if my destiny was similar to that? I don't want that.
Coop said, I ain't dying for nobody.
What if I have to die in order to,
For somebody else to live.
yes, or something like that? You know what I'm saying?
Thank God you weren't Jesus.
Hey, y'all lucky. Y'all lucky.
I want nobody to be
Dog, dog.
Everybody doing it.
I'm
Coop
telling
be
you
like,
right
"Mm-mm,
now.
ain't doing it."
I'm telling you right now. I would have hopped right off that cross. It would have been all, y'all would have seen some the Bible would have been completely different.
Chris would have been up there. You know what? Take the whole Bible back.
You get a thunderbolt.
What is wrong?
Y'all think y'all can do this to me?
Who would have been like,
Y'all
you know what?
got another thing coming. Mr. Christ don't play that. I don't play those type of games.
I can't stand. I can't stand it. But I get what you're saying, and it may not necessarily
Y'all's
be
little
as
chains would be different. Like, it would be like.
well. If Jesus did come and die for our sins, you seen you dead. So
I mean, you still live and then you just die, but right? Well, y'all know better than me. Look at me trying to educate y'all.
trying to talk to y'all about the Bible. No, but I think it's crazy that you say that, and I think that's a fear for most people, and not even just on the like, oh, I have to die so that everybody else can live, but like, what if God's plan?
What I want might not align with my destiny,
Right.
And I don't like that.
Right. You know, we say God's will. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it may not align, and I'm gonna be honest with you, that's scary for me because I'd be like, well, God, this is what I want,
Right.
but like.
I think that's hard for most people though. Like that's hard for everybody
Right.
Yeah.
because it could be, most likely it is different than whatever you want.
Right.
So it's just something that you have to do daily. Really, you got to give it over to God daily because it's against your natural inclination.
Right.
Right.
Naturally, you're not waking up and saying you wouldn't naturally wake up and say, "Oh, I want to die today," right? Or I want to die for these people today. Right, even Jesus.
He did say, "Take this cup away."
Yeah,
if it's in your will, if it's in your will, take this cup away.
Yeah, but at the end, he was like, "It's not my will, but your will be done."
Dang, bro, Jesus was a real one.
It's difficult though.
It is. It is.
I think that's my main struggle. It's not that I'm not afraid of anything as far as what happens to me out the day. It's just that I want certain things, and I'm afraid that I'm not going to get what I want because it's out of my destiny.
And you know what? And you know what's so crazy? So I think the scary part about that is you could be doing all these things to bring forth what you want your destiny to be, and it could be totally different from what God has for you, and you could be doing all that and be less fulfilled.
Yeah.
Because what God has for you would be fulfilling. And although it may not look like you want it to look, that's what you're meant to be doing. And so you may be over here, doing all this, feeling less fulfilled, feeling like it's a pull and tug and things aren't flowing smoothly.
Right.
But you're doing all that just to maintain something that ain't for you.
Yeah, that's true.
Dang, that's sad. Church is over here.
Hey.
Oh God, God, please let our wheels be the same. Oh God, please let our wheels. But you know what? And so in the faith, and even if you're not a believer, but in the faith, that's why they say you should present your plans to God, not tell God what you want. And a lot of us make plans and then be like, "Yo, God bless this. Appreciate you, big homie." And that's not how it should be. You should say, create this plan, and God, if it's in your will, let it be done. But we don't. People.
That's why a lot of times it's hard for people sometimes with Christianity, with faith in general, is because you have to submit, and people want to be God. They don't want to submit to a God. So essentially, if you're saying like, I don't know what my destiny could be, you're saying you want to create your own destiny, which in essence would make you God, right? So it's difficult to submit your plans to God, because now you're like, it's not in my hands, it's in his hands.
So I want y'all's opinion about something, just really, really quick. So y'all know I'm looking for a car, and one of the things that Olivia brought, because I brought her along the journey with me, to look for a vehicle,
right?
And she low-key was getting frustrated with me because I kept going back and forth about the car. Like I was like, oh, I like this about the car, but I don't like this about the car, but I like this about the car, but I don't like this about the car. And she kind of said something, and you know how people just be talking, they be just talking like passively, and then you be like, wait, what you say? So
Because you can't make up your mind.
Right. She was like, you really struggle to make up your mind in a lot of areas. And I was like, I'm going to let that slide. I'm going to let that slide. But she was telling the truth. Right. I struggle to make like big decisions. And I struggle to make big decisions because I'm always thinking about, well, what if I make the wrong decision?
Right.
And so I end up getting paralyzed. My question for y'all is, do y'all struggle with that? And if not, how do y'all make, in your mind, good decisions? Like, how do you make decisions?
So this goes back to destiny to me. Can you make a wrong decision?
Oh, so you're saying there's no decision that's technically wrong.
You just make a decision. It's gonna end how it ends.
That's one philosophy. That's one.
Even if you make the wrong decision, it's gonna be corrected some type of way.
Right.
So it's not that big of a deal.
Dang, this is why my faith, I need to get stronger in my faith. The Bible says all things work together for your good.
All things do, but you can still make a decision that takes you longer to get to where you were trying to go.
That's true.
The route could be different.
Right.
That's very
so like
true.
you could just make a decision happenstance and be like, I'm just gonna make a decision because they're all gonna get to the end result, which is destiny. But one could take you a longer way to get there. So do you want to take this detour, or do you want to make a better decision?
Are y'all confident in your decisions that you make?
I'm always confident in my decisions.
I knew Coop was going to say that.
Even the wrong ones. It's fine. So I'm very much a let's get it done. Let's get through the shit.
So you make decisions quickly is what you're saying.
Most times, yeah.
And probably haphazardly.
They say successful people make decisions quick.
I do it quick. If I'm wrong, let me be wrong quick.
Because then you can be right.
Then I can get to the right.
I
need to be your mind. I need your mind for a day.
What are you afraid of? What are you scared?
I'm making the wrong decision.
Okay, Dante. Okay, let's work it back. Okay. What's the worst thing that's gonna happen if you buy the wrong car?
So I could get a car that has a lot of issues, like mechanical issues, that then I have to spend a whole bunch of money to fix. And then I'm broke because I have to spend a whole bunch of money that I don't have to fix this car that was supposed to be a blessing. And now look at me, broke with no car again.
So that's why there's certain things you do before you buy a car. I'm not saying just go buy a car willy-nilly.
No, but like looking up. So this is the thing. I spent the whole week looking up cars, looking up reviews, looking up ratings. Bro, I'm on YouTube watching all of the films. So I did the research.
It's not the research. You get your car inspected before you buy the car. You get your inspection.
Yeah, so if that happens to you where like there's mechanical issues, it's a one-off thing. Like
Right.
that's not what is expected to happen.
Right.
You've done your due diligence.
Right. So now that's just destiny at that point to me.
So how do I make quick decisions, Coop?
What do you mean?
How do I make quick decisions?
Pick a car that you want. Go get
No,
it.
not even just with the car. not even just the car.
I mean, that is how you
Look,
do it.
in the words of Olivia, I struggle with decision making. And you know, she low-key told me,
Bro,
she was
if you-
like, that's something that's a little alarming. But you know what? And I get that, because if I'm coming in saying that I want to be, you know, your future husband one day, I want to lead you. Ain't no woman gonna trust no man
Bro,
who struggles to make decisions.
One of the
Point.
things that helps me is like weaving out the things that you can't control. So I look
Correct.
at when I make decisions, especially if they're big, major decisions.
Right.
I will look and see what is it about this decision that I can control and what is out of my control.
Right.
And I focus on the things I can control.
Correct.
So when I focus on the things that I can control, it's preparation. I just do my due diligence for that. So research maybe go into it depending on what the decision is, right? I'll just use your analogy. If I'm trying to buy a car,
Right.
I'm going to look into researching what cars I want, what cars are affordable,
Right.
what cars are economical, what cars have maintenance issue, all the things that I want in a car. I'm gonna look for that, right? I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to see, hey, is this the right decision for me? Should I buy a new car? Should I buy an old car? I may get some insight from somebody who has bought a car recently, or some maybe like a mentor, somebody I trust. And then from there, I'm like, this is all that I've gained all this context and this information that I need. I'm just gonna make the decision.
Yes.
Okay. So
You do what you're supposed to do, and then you pick.
Yeah, just do your
I
due
don't listen
diligence.
because I did all that.
So what's the issue? But the thing is,
I don't know,
No. What you're worried about is the things that you can't control. All
Right.
you're worried about is the what ifs.
Right.
Bro, anything can happen. So like,
Yes.
yeah, if I buy a car and I did my due diligence, that means I made the best decision with what I had. So once I made that decision, I don't worry about everything
that's
that happens after
beyond
that.
you.
If the car is bad, then I go get a new car.
Thank you.
I just have to get another car.
That's
That's just what
you
happened.
just deal with it, bro. Sometimes
tell y'all
you gotta-
something.
If I don't, then I'm gonna sit here and spiral downward talking about what if.
I know. So I struggle with trying to control the things I can't control. That's the.
Yeah.
That's
You're
ultimately-
talking about Coop. Do you have control issues?
No, I do. I was projecting. I thought I had a mate in this fight. No, but you know what? I think that helps me because just realizing like, yo, bro, you can't control everything.
Yeah. Right.
Because like I said, this is something that I struggle with in a lot of different areas. It's like, you know, it's just something that I struggle with, and I've always struggled with it. And when I do feel confident about something, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna make it. But
Right.
like a lot of things that can have a whole bunch of what ifs and all that, I struggle with it.
For me, it goes back to the previous conversation for faith, right? If I'm a believer and I say I believe in God, then if I include him in my plans, then I feel like I don't have anything to worry about. But if I started to make decisions outside of God and I try to do it on my own,
Right.
then I'll probably be worried.
That's probably why I be worried all the time.
And so you saying that makes me think that you believe what you believe.
Right.
Yeah.
So is God gonna tell me buy it?
He's not going to tell you buy it, boy.
How do I discern the voice, JJ?
gotta-
Guide me.
Well, for me, you
Well, not guide me. Guide me. GUIDE.
for me, like it'll be something like if I'm praying about it because of my relationship with God, I'll have peace about the situation. So I'll know, like, hey, I'm not stressed about it. I'm not worried about it. I have a sense of peace. That peace, where does that peace come from? For me, the peace comes from God.
JJ different. I feel like God really be like sitting at the end of his bed. God be sitting there like, JJ. I feel like God be looking at me like, are you sure? You really want to ask me? No, but you know what? I likened it to this because even in faith with God, or even just with your destiny, right? Like a lot of times I want to be the driver, and you have to get ready to live life in the passenger seat, knowing that God is driving the whip. You just in the car.
I think you drive the car, but he's the map, or like he's the guide. He's a GPS.
That's a different whatchamacallit.
It's like, bro, you're still you need a Tesla.
That's what I'm saying.
Like you sit in the driver's seat and you ain't got to.
God, if you want me to buy a Tesla, just say that.
That's what it is. God is speaking.
That's what it is.
God is speaking right now.
That is why I didn't feel comfortable in that Sentra because
need a Tesla.
God will in situations. Oh, this is a word. God will make you uncomfortable in situations that you ain't supposed to be in. He made me uncomfortable in that Sentra because I was supposed to be in a Tessie.
I hate
Yes, God. Yes. I'm gonna pull up in that Tesla. It's gonna get repoed the next month. Okay, that makes me feel good about this. That makes me feel good about this
So
decision.
pull the trigger, bro.
I'm gonna pull the trigger. I'm about to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Man,
Do
I
that.
besides the laughs, in between the laughs, I think this was a pretty insightful episode.
I think it was pretty good for 11. You know, we're in the fourth quarter now. September, right?
I was
Oh,
like,
I was like, wait.
I was like, football.
Bro, I was racking my brain.
I was like, are we in the football? Is this a
September,
football?
fourth quarter, right?
No, we're third.
No, October, November,
is the
December.
We're finishing.
October, November, December are fourth quarter.
All right. That's going to be it for today.
Okay,
Your boy's tired. I've had a lot of weight. God has been putting weight on my back while I've been planking.
You asked for it. You asked for it.
You know how
Okay.
time goes slow when you plank?
Okay. I'm reeling it in. All right, guys. Y'all know we decided to do a soundbite of the week.
Who got it?
You got one, Dante?
You know what? I'll say this. Because this will be the soundbite of the week. Because I think this is a really, really good episode about decision making.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to control the things that are out of your control.
Okay.
I think that's a solid soundbite. Yeah. Because a lot of times people be out here trying to control all of the things that's honestly out of their control. Don't try to control the things that are out of your control.
Yeah.
Pull the trigger.
Pass the sticks. Hey
guys, this your boy Dante. And when y'all hear me next time, I'm gonna be in the whip.
Tesla
boys. All my boys
Tesla
drive
Dante.
Tessies.
Tesla Tay. Hey man, if y'all want to see me on that Tesla, follow me on IG at Dante Speaks Life. That's DONTAE Speaks Life.
And if you want to see me just making it through life,
because God applied pressure,
you can follow me on IG at thisiscoop_.
And follow your boy JJ at _Jeremy J.
Yo, family, we love y'all. We'll catch y'all next episode.
Peace.